All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thanks for joining me and Happy New Year. Hopefully, this year is gonna be better than last year. All right, Rivers State is in the news, and the minister has promised that it's gonna be more news comes 2026, and he has kept his promise. He's on having meetings everywhere. So, what is bringing all this problem right now is the question, and the cable newspaper has done a good job by doing some investigation and coming up with why all this is going on. Let's go straight to it. The cable reported that a disagreement over a supplementary budget proposed by associates of Wike, Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, and Fubara, Governor of Rivers State, is behind the latest face-off that is going on right now. So basically, the State Assembly proposed supplementary budget to the governor, and the governor refused to honor that, arguing that the National Assembly has already passed a budget last year that will take care of the business for 2025. But what is the reason behind this supplementary budget right now? Remember, it's all about, when we're talking about budget, we're talking about what? Money. Americans say it's all about the Benjamins. That's when they're talking about money, you don't want to know. If you don't know, when they say it's all about the Benjamins, it's all about money. So budgetary proposal is all about money as well. And the money is leading to 600 billion. Remember, the minister has accused outsiders that they like Rivers money. Remember, he was a governor and he knows and had tasted the money. He has tasted the money and he doesn't want anybody to come close. And when you accuse somebody of being greedy, and what you are doing is no different from greediness that you're accusing others of, then there's a problem. Sources familiar with the developments said the rift rekindled after Wike pushes for a supplementary appropriation through the state lawmakers loyal to him. But Fubara rejected the proposal, arguing that the budget passed by the National Assembly during the emergency rule was sufficient enough for the rest of the year. So why is Wike trying to be 001 in Rivers State and at the same time being 001 in Abuja? That is what people are asking. Now, what concerns this a minister with governors in Rivers State? Particularly, he was the one that produced this governor. All right, let's continue. In June, the National Assembly passed the sum of 1.48 trillion naira appropriation for Rivers State. President Bola Tinubu proposed the 2025 Rivers budget in May after appointing Abuk Abbas as the administrator of the state following the declaration of emergency rule and suspension of Fubara. Fubara had said on December 17 that there was over 300 billion in the state government account when he was suspended. but he met 600 billion upon returns. So, before he was suspended, he has spent 2 years in office, and people were asking, 2 years in office, you left 300 billion, and after 6 months of suspension, you came back and saw 600 billion. 6 months, 300 billion, and then 2 years, you left 300 billion. But the argument and the difference is that there were projects going on during the 2 years. But during the Abbas administration for 6 months, there was no project that was going on. As a result of that, he has enough money to live for before he left. All right. Insiders informed the cable that the following Fubara's rejection of the supplementary budget proposal, Wike summoned key political allies, including members of the State Assembly, to the residence of one Anabraba, Rivers' prominent political elder in Port Harcourt. Multiple sources said Wike declared he was ready for a whole political confrontation with the governor, Fubara. According to sources, Fubara, sensing an imminent political showdown with Wike, began aligning with the All Progressive Congress, APC. APC governors also embraced Fubara, partly because of lingering tensions among them and Wike. See that? So APC party as a whole embraces Fubara, all because of the tension between him and the minister. So in other words, they are trying to settle it by way of saying, let's support the governor. Okay? Let's continue. The thinking was that bringing Fubara fully into the APC will weaken Wike's leverage, an insider said. So they are trying to make sure that the governor functions, effectively without interference, and that is why the APC party, embraced Fubara, because right now the way the minister is going about is not helping the governor to function effectively. All right. Fubara officially moved from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to the APC on December 9th. And that move Fubara did does not go down well with the minister. And that was like minister and the governor giving an uppercut to our able minister. The Rivers governor had been made to promise that he will not run for a second term, but it appears he will now do so in his new party. See where the story is going? So the APC party has given the green light to the governor that he can do it. That whatever agreement that they had that he will not run for second term, that was when he was in PDP. And as a result of that, he can run for the second term, of which, again, the minister is not happy with that. A source said part of the peace terms proposed by Wike, not agreed by all of them, before the suspension of the emergency rule in Rivers, included a demand that Fubara reinstate Sergeant Wuse as the traditional ruler and chair of the state traditional rulers. of which Fubara had not done that. Fubara had sacked Owusi, a strong ally of Wike, in June 2024 and appointed Chika in his place. Wike also demanded that the appointment of new commissioner appointment request of which Fubara has failed to do. So Wike wants to take control of everything, and we're going to see that when he was the governor, nobody interferes in his administration. But we are also understanding that why Wike is having leverage over them is as a result of what is said earlier some years ago, that he bought forms for all those that contested election during that period. And when somebody buys forms for you, then he's going to have some kind of a say in your government. And he also said that he sacrificed a lot by talking to other groups in the state that was interested to be the governor, and particularly the Ogonis. He sacrificed a lot for them not to produce the governor. But he also bought forms for some of them that contested, and it was just kind of a game that they were playing. Fubara failed those conditions. Fubara felt those conditions would completely undermine his authority as governor, and that was the final straw, a source said. So allowing somebody to dictate everything for you, including appointing your commissioners. Now, and we also know that when Fubara was away for 6 months, local government election was done, which means that Fubara has no hands in the elections of the local government chairman in the state. So Cable understands that unmet demands collapse the fragile peace arrangement and reopen hostility between Wike and Fubara. So those are where the disagreement is coming from. Fubara is protecting his own government, and Wike is trying to interfere in it. Wike is trying to be the governor of Abuja and also Rivers State. Let's continue. On Tuesday, Wike said the leadership mistake in Rivers will be corrected in 2027 and promised to reveal the details of the peace agreement that will return Fubara to power. All right? So he's going to correct the mistake in 2027. And he's making Rivers to call on Amechi. Why did you bring this mistake, Wike, on us? Was Wike a blessing, or was he a mistake that was brought to us through Amechi? And why did Amechi fail to correct it? Because what Amechi was not able to do, Wike is trying to do it by correcting it during the next election. Remember that Wike has made some mistakes. In the past, he said that producing the chairmanship of People Democratic Party, PDP, was a mistake by supporting Sheriff. That was mistake number one. Also, number two was Sekundu. He was the one that produces Sekundu as the chairman of PDP. He regretted that. Third one is the governor of Rivers State, Fubara. A mistake. Big one. So let's look at how this mistake is going to be corrected. Okay. Let's say Sim, the APC gave him ticket to be the governorship candidate for 2027. APC. And Tinubu got the ticket to become the president candidate. APC. How will Wike make that correction? How will that correction looks like? Is he going to support a different party? Because you're going to see the face of Tinubu and Fubara. They are all APC. So is it that he's going to support another party system or third party system to challenge the sitting governor that he brought to us? Well, Rivers is watching. We will not make the same mistake again at the state level in 2027. The mistake that produced Tinubu was a good one. The mistake that produced Tinubu was a good one because Nigerians are not happy with Tinubu. Nigerians are saying that Tinubu was a mistake, and of course they are saying that Obi was the winner of that election. And so, but the mistake that works for Wike does not work for the rest. We will talk about it later when the time comes, Wike said. So, okay. There's something Sims said. Sims said, I think he quoted from a book, Shakespeare's, that did you know why the book said did you know why the dog barks? He said the dog barks because he doesn't know what is going on. So let's say you have a dog and you are inside and he's outside, the dog is outside, and he started barking. He started barking because he sees something that was unusual. That is why he started barking. And so Wike is barking because he cannot really understand what APC is doing with Fubara. And that's a mystery. Like I said, it was like kind of a uppercut that Fubara gave to Wike, and he could not understand how he was able to do that. So, so Wike in response said, yeah, he is a dog. That very soon he's gonna see why he's barking. And it's unusual for politicians to submit to that kind of discussion. That shows that Wike is in trouble. Wike doesn't know what is going on. And so, like I said, let's see how it's gonna play out. But Rivers are talking. Rivers are asking what is Wike's interest in the governance of the state, because he is an appointee. He is in the office. He's not like he's not doing anything. What is he doing in Rivers State? He wants to be 001 in Abuja and also 001 in Rivers State. And things doesn't work that way. And that is why people, accuse politicians of being greedy. Just today, the state executive passed 2026 budget, by passing the state assembly that was supposed to, propose that, all because of this thing that is going on. But again, I don't know much, and you've heard from the minister, from me, and now I want to hear from you from the comment section to see how we can resolve this amicably and make sure that the next election will not be a messy one. Thanks again for joining me, and I'm wishing you a very happy new year.